Hello everyone, welcome to Vysh IAS. So we will be continuing with the Plums series of Polity Governance and Schemes today. If you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing this channel to get free daily updates on UPSC. And if you are looking for a good quality test series, you can contact the number given on the screen 7200681675. Okay, so without further delay, let's start. Okay, so look at the first question. With reference to India, consider the following statements. The Bar Council of India visits and inspects universities or law colleges in the country to promote legal education and laying down standards in consultation with the universities in India and state bar councils. So, if you look at the previous year question paper, UPSC has already asked a question regarding Bar Council of India. So, according to the habit of UPSC, there are chances that they might ask this question again in a different way in the future exams. Okay, so you have to prepare this body in a fairly good manner. Okay, so if you look at the current affairs, you can see these bodies like this. Okay, Bar Council of India, certain commissions, certain committees, etc. Okay, so whichever bodies which are coming frequently in current affairs, you have to prepare it in a religious manner, because chances are there that they might ask these questions. Okay, so if you look at this Bar Council of India, this first statement is correct. So from this statement itself, you can learn the organization of this body also. If you look at the organization of this body, Bar Council of India, in the central level there is one organization, and at the state levels also you are having state bar councils. And looking at the second statement, Bar Council of India is a non-statutory body. Again, UPSC has this habit of asking the nature of the body, whether it is statutory, and if it is statutory, what is the law which is backing up that statutory body, whether it is non-statutory, whether it is a constitutional body. So regarding these these institutions which keep coming in the current affairs, you have to be aware about the nature of the body. If you know about the nature of the body, you can easily eliminate the options. So in this case, Bar Council of India is a statutory body, and it is backed up by this act, Advocates Act of 1961. Okay, so if you are not able to mug up all those constitutional bodies and all, at least you can learn this nature of the body, so that you can eliminate the options also. So you can just pause the screen and take a read. Okay, so I have given some important points. Apart from this, nothing is required. Okay, so the answer for this question comes out to be 1 only. First statement is correct, whereas the second is wrong. Okay, so we'll move on to the next question. Which of the following are the exclusive power of Lok Sabha? Again, this area becomes important. Okay, the area Parliament. Parliament is very important with respect to polity. So you have to prepare it very well. And what are the exclusive powers of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, etc. That is a frequently repeated topic also. So look at the first statement, to ratify declaration of emergency. No, this is not an exclusive power, because both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha are involved in declaration of emergency, be it what type of emergency. Okay, whether it is national, financial or state emergency, both Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha are involved. Okay, so this is not a exclusive power. So first statement is wrong, so eliminate A and C. Okay, then look at the second statement, to pass a motion of no confidence against the Council of Ministers. Yes, this is a correct statement, because Lok Sabha and Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to Lok Sabha. It is said in constitution only. So this statement is correct. So you have to choose between B or D. Then look at the third statement, to impeach the President of India. No, this is a wrong statement, because in the impeachment of President, both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha are involved. So this statement is also wrong. So what you can go with, you are left out with B and D. Okay, so you have to look at the fourth statement also. So initiate the money bill. Okay, initiating the money bill, it is exclusive power of Lok Sabha. So this is correct. So you can go with D. The answer comes out to be D. So you can just pause the screen and take a read if you don't know. Okay, just brush up the concepts, because Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, exclusive powers, all these concepts are very important for polity. Okay, now look at the third question. With reference to anti-defection law in India, consider the following statements. Again, anti-defection law, it's also important from the exam perspective. Many a times questions have been asked from this area. What is the schedule relating to that? What are the grounds for disqualification? All these things are frequently repeated in the UPSC. Then look at the first statement. The law specifies that a nominated legislature cannot join any political party within 6 months of being appointed to the House. So many students, they have this tendency of jumping into the question and marking the OMR sheet just because they know this concept very well. Don't do that mistake. Okay, even if you know the concept very well, please take a minute to read the question carefully. If you look at the first statement, it is having a simple mistake. Okay, it is not within 6 months, it is actually after 6 months. That is the ground for disqualification with respect to a nominated legislature. So due to this single word, this statement is coming out to be wrong. So don't do this mistake in your actual UPSC exam due to this exam pressure and all. Okay, please take a minute to read the question carefully before marking in the OMR sheet. So this is a wrong statement. Then look at the second statement. The law does not provide any time frame within which the presiding officer has to decide a defection case. Now this is a true statement. Even though it is sounding like an incorrect statement, it is actually true. So second is correct and one is wrong. So you can search at the options. One is already wrong. So you can eliminate 1 and D. Then second is correct. So you have to choose between these two. Then third statement, 10th schedule of Indian Constitution, popularly referred to as anti-defection law, was inserted by the 51st Amendment. So I have already said you that UPSC has this habit of playing with the numbers of the schedules, parts or article numbers, okay, amendment numbers, all these things they will be changing to twist the question. So whenever you're getting these schedules or parts in the statements, be very careful. Okay, so in this case, one is correct. 10th schedule, it is correct. 10th schedule is talking about anti-defection law only, but with regard to the number of amendment, it is wrong. It is not the 51st, it is the 52nd amendment which inserted anti-defection law. So this is also an incorrect statement due to this single amendment number. So you can eliminate 3. So this is also eliminated. So the answer comes out to be C, 2 and 4 only. Okay. So please brush up the grounds for disqualification which is said in the anti-defection law. There are certain grounds of disqualification. This you have to be very thorough. Okay. Now come to the next question. With reference to the writs issued by the courts in India, consider the following statements. Quo warranto can be issued only when the substantive public office of a permanent character created by a statute or by a constitution is involved. Okay. So major types of writs. Okay. Writs are issued whenever the fundamental rights are violated. So there are certain kinds of writs like mandamus, habeas corpus, etc. So you have to be very aware of, you have to be very clear about the differentiation between all these kinds of writs, to against whom it is issued, who issues it, all these statements from the Lakshmikant. Please brush up that. It is very important. So here the writ being asked about is quo warranto. So this statement is correct. It is a correct statement. Then it can't be issued against private or ministerial office. Yes, this is also correct statement. Then Article 226, it empowers all the high courts of India to issue the writs. Again, this is also a question area. This is actually a true statement. Please go through the difference between the high courts and supreme courts with respect to the writ jurisdiction. That is also very important. Okay, writ jurisdiction. What are the powers being given to the high courts, and what are the similar powers being given to the Supreme Court, and what are the similarities and differences in the writ jurisdiction of both the courts, that you have to be clear. Then fourth statement, writs of India are borrowed from English law where they are called prerogative writs. Even this is a correct statement. So here the answer comes out to be D, 1, 2 and 3 only. All these are standard textbook, standard statement taken from Lakshmikant only. So if you are good at concepts, you can easily score in polity in questions like this. Okay. So I've given a small introduction about quo warranto. If you are not aware of quo warranto, please pause the screen and read this. Okay. Then come to the next question. With reference to the Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha, consider the following statement. As per the rules of procedure and context of business in Lok Sabha, election of Deputy Speaker shall be held on such date as the President may fix. Okay. Again, this presiding officers, the speaker, then Lok Sabha, chairman, deputy chairman, all these things becomes important. So if you look at the first statement, they are asking about the election, the manner of election. So the deputy speaker, the election date is not fixed by president, it is actually fixed by speaker. But for speaker, the election date, it is fixed by president. So that is the difference. So this is a wrong statement. Then second statement, there is a mandatory provision that election of a candidate of deputy speaker of Lok Sabha shall be from either the principal opposition party or ruling party. Okay, this is not a mandatory provision, so this is also incorrect statement. Come to the third statement. Deputy Speaker has the same power as the Speaker when presiding over the sitting of the House, and no appeal lies against his rulings. Yes, this is a, even though this is an extreme statement, this is a correct statement which is given as such in the Lakshmikant. So 3 is a correct statement. Okay, then come to the fourth. The well-established parliamentary practice regarding the appointment of Deputy Speaker is that motion is moved by the Speaker and duly seconded by the President. No, this is not a well-established practice. These are all incorrect statement. So whenever you're getting statements like this, which you're not familiar, okay, whichever familiar, if you are someone who is very well acquainted with Lakshmikant and its statements, then you can actually brush up the concepts very easily. Okay, so if you are getting some weird statement like this in the examination and it is not covered in Lakshmikant, you can easily consider it as a wrong statement only. So if you look at these 4 statements, only the third statement seems to be familiar in the Lakshmikant. So you can go with C3 only. Okay, all other statements, they are made to twist you and test your presence of mind only. Okay, now so for today this is completed. So please go through such questions, and by the end of May you have to be in a situation to answer all these kind of questions, and also you have to be in a position to apply all the elimination techniques which we are learning in these sessions. Okay, so make maximum use out of it. Okay, so thank you.